Queen channel where the ancestors are very proud. I'm so excited to have y'all back here for another message. And I just want to tell y'all, if everyone hasn't heard this yet, I need y'all to understand that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of who you become. I'm proud of the fact that you made it out of that situation. You got yourself out behind bars, whether it be physically, mentally, or emotionally, and you overcame your biggest fears. You raised your children, you're raising your children on your own, and you're doing it right. You let go of them people who helped you get to jail. When you got out of jail, you changed your life. You turned it around. You didn't pull the trigger when you could have. You handled the situation in a different way, even though you could have handled it in a way that they ought to have been treated. But you standing strong. You standing in love and power, and you were the bigger person. And I have to tell you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for looking at this world as a spiritual warfare, and you playing your position, knowing that if you're playing your part, that mentally, physically, and emotionally, everything else was going to come together. I'm proud of you for having that self-awareness, for making those choices and decisions that you need to make to better your life, to better your health, to better your children's lives. I'm proud of you for making those sacrifices that you needed to make to get them kids to school, to get them kids get grades together, to get them kids through college. I'm proud of you for making the choices and decisions that you needed to make for your career, for the betterment of your wealth, for the betterment of your future. I'm proud of you for investing into your future, investing into other people's lives, taking the time out to be a support system to other people, taking the time out to be there for kids that wasn't yours. I'm proud of you for standing in your power, being a man and a woman of God, knowing who you are, never forgetting that, never letting the world bring you down out of all those obstacles and all those attacks and everything that was sent to destroy you, that you stood on business, on God's business. You standing on God's business. I'm proud of you for standing on God's business and doing what you should be doing. I'm proud of you for saying no to people. No, I can't date you. No, I can't go out tonight. No, I got to study tonight. I got to get ready for work tomorrow. I got church tomorrow. I got to meditate right now. I got to spend some time with me. I'm proud of you for growing, for excelling, for pushing through this in spite of everything that tried to stop you. You still made that project work. You still make that business open. You still did everything that you were supposed to do to get everything done. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I see you and I'm proud of you. Ashe. I had to bring that open with that. I wanted to say that I'm proud of y'all for growing, being beautiful people, being humble, being nice when you could be mean, doing things that people may not even deserve, but you know that this is going to help them in the long run, so you still went on and helped these people, even though that your son was acting a fool, but you still got him to practice. You still made sure he did what he was supposed to do, or whatever the case may be. All those sacrifices to them sports, all them sacrifices to those kids that you made, all those times where you was an ear to listen to for somebody you just didn't feel like hearing it, but you still stood strong and helped counsel and pull somebody through a situation. I'm proud of you for that. If didn't nobody else tell you they proud, I'm telling you, I'm proud of you of that. And my whole message today is about encouraging yourself. Encouraging yourself. Being encouraged, because I remember it was a time that people never told me they was proud of me. People never explained my accolades and my growth and said they noticed it. In fact, a lot of people became jealous. In fact, a lot of people was mad that I grew. They wanted me to be that old version of myself. They wanted me to make mistakes. They didn't want me to prosper. They didn't want me to win. So I didn't have anybody encouraging me. I didn't have anyone giving me a pat on the back, giving me a high five, saying, "I'm proud of you, sis. Look what you become. Look at your children. I didn't have none of that. All I had was myself looking at myself and encouraging myself. So I want to tell y'all today, if you don't have nobody telling you that they proud of you, you've got to be the one encouraging yourself. You got to be the one letting you know that you're proud of you. You got to be the one letting yourself heal, letting yourself grow, letting yourself excel by encouraging yourself. Sometimes you need that encouragement and you look for it in other people, and all along you could be giving this to yourself. So I want to tell you that I was a person that didn't get up, no one patting them on the back, and I had to look at myself in the mirror and I had to say, you great, you beautiful, you powerful, you can make that happen. Thank you. Look at you. Look where you at. Look where you was. Look where you at now. Look where you going. Pick up your head. Put a smile on your face. I had to do that for me. And as I started to do that for me, I realized I never needed no one else's validation. I didn't need no one to tell me that they were proud. I didn't need that. I just needed me to be proud of me. So if that's what somebody needed to hear, you need to be proud of you. Because even if somebody does tell you they're proud of you, even if somebody does, if you don't believe it in yourself, if you don't see where you became, where you grew in yourself, then what good is it? You got to see it in yourself. You got to know that you're powerful. You got to know that look, God, I may not be where I want to be, but I ain't where I used to be, and I'm happy to be in this present moment. You've got to look at yourself and pat yourself on the back and love on yourself. And when you're in that bed at night, wishing that you had a husband, wishing that you had a wife, you got to be the one loving yourself, holding yourself, encouraging yourself, knowing that things is going to be changed, if that is something that you're looking for. Some of us is content with being alone, okay? But I'm just saying, I've been there before. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about encouraging yourself. And also, I want to talk about how I encourage myself. How I encourage myself is, I said I look in that mirror and I say things to myself, but some days that's not enough. Some days I need to pray it out. Some days praying ain't enough. Some days, and a daily routine that I get into is saying my affirmations. I get into a daily routine of saying my affirmations, and I'm going to tell you, these affirmations are life-changing. I remember when I first started affirmations, when I really first started them, was about 9 years ago. I always take things back to my youngest son, because when I had my youngest son, I started to be way more spiritual. So when I had my youngest son, even before I had my youngest son, I actually was a vegan, a full-blown vegan. I mean, ate nothing but organic fruits and vegetables for a year before I even had him. I didn't even know I was about to give birth to a child. This child is so special. It's my baby child. All my children are special. So I remember saying them affirmations back then, and when I was new to saying them, I was not asking for a lot. I was just asking for a little bit. I was asking for this, asking for that. I wasn't asking for a lot. But I was asking for some stuff, and through the years, all this stuff started to come and pass. And I was like, dang, imagine if I would have been asking for bigger things. I would have got those bigger things, but I didn't know to ask. So now, I've been asking for big things. I've been asking for big things. Like, everything big, anything, the biggest thing I could think of and dream of, I've been asking for. And this past month, I've been saying a set of affirmations. And in that set of affirmations, I'm gonna give you guys an example. God gave me a download before I started this video. I had told God, because I've been isolated for a moment. I used to be out there, network, put on shows. I used to have a storefront, my own business, and I used to do so many different things where I was involved with the community. And then when I got into the pit, when people were shutting me out, my family turned their backs on me, everything. I just went through this phase, and I isolated myself. So as I started to get out the isolation, I called myself getting back out there, trying to meet new friends and stuff like that. And even though that I was changed, I was a different person. I made it out the pit. I was at the palace. When I put myself back out there, I started to encounter people, and the people that I started to encounter, they were wolves in sheep clothing. They were pretending to be on my level, pretending to, be like they were in the palace. They were kingdom kids, but They were wolves in sheep clothing. They were just looking to devour. They were jealous. They wanted to steal from me. They had plots and plans to steal from me, and they disguised themselves as being one of God's people. That was the new trick of the enemy. Once I came out of isolation, was to put me around people who were going to pretend to be God's people, and they weren't. So God was pulling me through that next lesson. It was to really hone in and to use my discernment. But it didn't take me too long, in those situations. That lesson didn't take too long because it was like, soon as I saw the wolf's tail pop out of that sheep, soon as I saw the sheep's clothes leaving and I seen that wolf inside, I was gone. Soon as I seen the one ear and the tail, I was like, I don't need you to uncover no more sheep. You a wolf. I can tell you're a wolf. Let me get on. So I got on. And then I said, you know what? I need to start saying some more affirmations. Recently, I just went back into isolation mode. I was just like, forget it. People gonna do all that. God protected me, and then I said, moving forward, I said, I thought to myself, I'm gonna put myself back out there. But then I said to myself, I didn't even know I did this kind of low key, not even on purpose. I had started to say recently newer affirmations. I was like, and one of the affirmations was to be around God-fearing people. I only want to be around God-fearing people. I think God puts me in a lot of situations to ask for what I really need. Sometimes I gotta go through hell to know, all right, God, that ain't what I want. Let me be more specific. God be wanting me to be way more specific with him. More details. You asking for friends, but what kind of friends are you asking for? You asking for a network, but what kind of networks you go, So God wants me to be specific. He wants me to know who I am and know who I only need to be around. So God is like, okay, ask for what you are. Ask for what you are, right? So I told God, I said, God, can you just put me around God-fearing people, please? I'm like, put me around God-fearing people. I want to be around everybody who fears you, God. People I want to do business with, everybody who fears you. So I start putting that in an affirmation form. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how, because these new set of affirmations are fresh. And I was told, and I'm going to go off of what I was told by a wonderful life coach, that you're not supposed to share your affirmations with other people because it can mess up your manifestation. You're not supposed to share them. So I'm going to share a few with you guys, but I'm going to share their gurus who say them on they're like on YouTube. They have books, and then I'll say those. But my own personal affirmations, keeping them to myself right now. Okay. So I made that affirmation. So recently I've been saying these affirmations. Before I go on, I was saying those affirmations, and then as I started to say those affirmations, I literally, like the last 2 weeks, almost all the affirmations that I just recently started putting in place, they've been just popping off. I'm like, whoa, God, okay, God, I see you. So I've been encountering God-fearing people. I mean, even down to the people when I'm having the business and I got an email and I got a call, I got to talk, do this and that. Sometimes I be getting people who just don't feel like doing their job, and it's irritating. It's like, okay, I'm just calling here, and you're supposed to provide a service. Why don't you? That's your job. You're working for a company providing a service, and some of these people don't want to do it. But lately, God has been giving me the most sweetest God-fearing people, and I'm like, God, I know that's you. I know that's some affirmations, because it's not even a miss. Sometimes it's a hit or miss. It used to be majority of the time I speak to all of God's people, but then it's been a spiritual warfare going on. So some people just their world is upside down. I don't know. I've been getting some weird people. I'm like, oh God, you testing my patience. I'm still gonna act in love. But then on top of that, I encountered recently, since the affirmations, I just encountered nothing but God-fearing people, and I just know that's God. I know that's the affirmations. I know that it's life and death in the power of the tongue. I know that you reap what you sow. I know that what you speak out, it comes to life. It comes to you. So I'm so impressed with these new set of affirmations that I've been saying and how they've been working, and I just have to come on here and overshare of how they have shaped my life just by speaking things into existence. So what I do is I write these affirmations, and sometimes I even read the Bible. I will read the Bible, of course, not just for affirmation. I'm gonna read the Bible, but I read the Bible, and then there's certain scriptures, and in those scriptures, I would change the scripture into an affirmation. And that works powerful. I put the scriptures into the I am form. Like, I am established in righteousness. Or it says in the Bible, man, I think it's the scripture saying you are established in his righteousness. Well, I say, I am established in God's righteousness. I am righteous. I am established in God's righteousness. It says in another verse, in Isaiah 54, it says, spread out your home and spare no expense. And it says, you will be bursting at the seams. And I say, I spread out my home and I build an addition and I spare no expense, and I'm bursting at the seams. And I say it in the I am form. I call it into my life. I speak of life. I use God's tools, and I bring them to life. You can't, I don't think that there is a blueprint that religion can give you to help you bring things into your life. Religion is very, when you think about the Bible, religion, you think about the pastor preaching, and you think about reading the Bible, and then that's it. Then you get your nourishment from there. But how about you take it the extra mile and you use those biblical words as an affirmation? And I'm telling you, it is so encouraging. That's how I encourage myself. That's how I really get my power. I speak it, I think it. And it just starts flowing. It just starts, and I get into once you get in the zone and once you get into the flow, it ain't no going back, because you're going to be like, whoa, once you take the time out to start saying them affirmations, and then you start seeing the results, you're not going to want to go back to doing things any other way. Trust and believe. Why work harder when you can work smarter? You're not going to want to go back to doing that stuff any other way. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about, was encouraging yourself. And I also want to talk about reacting. I also want to talk about encouraging one another when we're dealing with people and we see people and they are a good example of God's people. I also want to talk about encouraging them or congratulating them or being proud of them. Just kind of like how I came into the video and I spoke and told you guys I was proud of. On a regular basis, if I meet somebody, like yesterday I had a great opportunity to speak, to encourage or to compliment someone, to tell somebody I'm proud of them, because I had an encounter with someone, a young woman who had her head on her shoulders so tight at this age. She was only 24, and the way she was talking, I was like, you got it. Like, I was so shocked, and I had to let her know and encourage her and love on her and say, you know what, you stand in your power and you stand in your truth, and you continue to be that way, because I know for a fact nobody ever was there to congratulate me or to be proud of me or to support me, and how much I needed that, especially even at a young age at 24, so I just loved on her, and I don't know her, I met her, she could be a potential friend. But it's just that in that moment, I feel like we need to stop being afraid to congratulate people and love on people and tell them how good they are. It says, love your neighbor like you love yourself, I believe. And that's love. You should encourage people. We should be in a season of love. And I had to check myself, because there are situations in my life where I feel like I'm healed, but then a nerve will get stricken, and it'll be like an old childhood wound or something, and I have to check my reaction before I go off on the deep end. I gotta say, wait, bring it back, use another way you can respond to this without hurting nobody, and you can get your point across, and you can do it in love and truth. So God's been really working with me, and He's been testing me, and I'm passing. Thank God I've been passing the test. God knows. All right, you ready. I've been passing the test, and I'm so grateful just to be here to witness to you guys, to tell you guys everything that I've been going through, and to encourage you, and to tell y'all that I'm proud of y'all, and to encourage y'all, and to get y'all excited about this journey. You know, healing is easier than you think, or standing up for what you believe in, and stand walking in Christ, walking and talking and breathing in love is easier than what you think. So, and I know it because I used to be the person, I ain't cut nobody no slack. Don't give me a reason to cut your head off because I'm going to slice it. That used to be how I was. And I see the growth in myself. I'm like, wow, I'm really growing. I see how the growth, I'm growing. That ain't nothing but God. That ain't nothing but them affirmations. That ain't nothing but me staying self-aware. Self-awareness is everything. So, yes, let's walk in love. Let's encourage each other. Don't be afraid to tell somebody if you see them growing. You know what? You growing. I see you. You reactive. I love that. And you know that people be saying, I love that for you. I think people have been saying that term so much to the point where it could be condescending. And, you know, so I don't want to tell y'all to say, I love that for you. Because I've heard people say it like, and it's just like, okay, y'all took this to a whole different level. But tell them that you love them. Tell them, or that you see their growth, and just continue to stand in their power. I can't recall a few people. I think I've had in my life, I haven't had so many compliments. I actually can remember almost everyone who has genuinely complimented me, because it wasn't an everyday thing. So you never know who needs the encouragement, who needs the compliment, or you never know if you need to just encourage yourself and see the difference in yourself. So that's why I'm telling you, do the affirmations, encourage yourself, love on yourself. I'm so happy and excited that y'all tapped into the video. If y'all like the messages that I've been delivering, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with another message. I can't wait to tap in with y'all again. Bye. It's flowing from my heart. You know what? And that's another thing too. If y'all still here, that's another thing too I wanted to say is singing songs, giving praises to God, taking your mind off of everything and just picturing heaven and picturing yourself singing to the highest heavens. It's tremendous work in itself. This is just as strong as affirmation. Sometimes if you don't have affirmation, sometimes you just need a song with some good lyrics that you need to just put on. But this encouragement, the self-encouragement, is necessary. If you want to get ahead, you can't be expecting everybody else to lift your spirits up. You got to know how to lift your own spirits up. You got to know to be your own best friend, to be your own best cheerleader, and you can't go wrong with that.